Man, today is a sad day for the FGC, and maybe not so much for the FGC in general, but definitely for me. I really enjoyed playing 2XKO. It was a game that I streamed back in when I did the first round of alphas, and I played it then, and the game was fun. I remember playing for 24 hours. I did a giveaway. That was the first time my stream popped off and got to 80 viewers. Oh, crazy. But regardless, I played that game a lot, especially down the alpha, and obviously time went on, and the second alpha was kind of meh. I actually didn't get into that because it was region locked, and then I was still hyped for the game, right? But yeah, Riot has pulled the plug for the game. Now development is still, well, not development, but I would say, what's the word? It's the servers will still be online. So let me just pull up the news. The servers will remain on beyond 2026, and 2XKO will be playable on all platforms. So essentially what's happening is that there's going to be an active development will be finished in December. There'll be a big bug fix. They're going to be releasing Lux and Samira. And what's crazy is they're going to be refunding previous purchases from before the 20th of August, so pretty much everything, and give people their money back. And I think there's going to be another purchase or something. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Refunding purchases prior to August 20th. I don't know how to express myself because it is a strange one. Because the thing is, the game itself had some really cool updates, especially of recent, and the game itself is in a fairly decent spot. But if you look at the Twitch viewers over the last few months, they barely break 100 views, right? Even with, well, obviously with Evo and things like that, it's different because it's a tournament. But just on the game itself, there's so little interest in terms of the content that's made outside, that's made for it, right? Like, what are you gonna make for it? You're gonna make something that's you climbing the ranks like any other game? Or are you gonna maybe do something with a duo, right? You have to find someone that's willing to do that duo partner, and it's a very hard game. The thing about the game, right, and I think everyone has the same sentiment, right, is that the game was fire, right? There's so much, especially if you're a fighting game fan, there's so much depth to dig into with the game. But if you've played fighting games, it's still confusing because the controls are weird, and then you have all the fuses, and then the UI wasn't that great either. Then there was this rotating shop that was happening. I don't know what the hell was going on with that, and everything cost really expensive, by the way. And then they had, they cut the development team as soon as it launched, after it went onto console. It's so strange. You feel me? Because I feel like the game, at least in terms of a feeling wise, it was like it almost had lightning in a bottle. It was very close, as in having something that's 2v2 that we could bring your buddies in. But I felt like maybe the weird controls, the console delays, the cut of the development team, the patches that were taking a while, and also where some of these characters got completely gutted, and mechanics were constantly running rampant overall, and there wasn't much change to that kind of maybe annoyed players. And also they're fighting already within, and I think this is the biggest thing, they themselves are fighting within a niche genre, right? And to have a name called 2XKO, like it's cool. I get why it's named that, and it grew on me personally over time, but it doesn't have any weight with it for League of Legends. You know, that's the staple name, and it's just kind of sad, because look, when Fresh came out, it was like, oh, Fresh and Senna together, oh my god, what a release, like everyone was hyped behind it, right? Evo came about, and Evo was absolutely sick. I streamed the whole thing, and it was amazing. That event was amazing. These sets were amazing. I even made a highlight video. I did some shorts, and then I even streamed some of the CEO recently that happened, and the finals and that was really fun to watch. It was exciting, it was exhilarating, it was great. But for some reason the game just didn't do well, and I think, you know what, I'm gonna go through one of these posts. I saw one of these posts earlier, and apologies, I'm just gonna upload this as it is, because I feel like having that raw reaction rather than cutting it through. If you don't want to kind of wade through all this kind of stuff, then yeah, you're free to go listen to someone else. But I'm just rambling because I feel kind of, I don't know, I just feel kind of sad about it, because it felt like it really did feel like there was a future for something like this, and it felt like, wow, they're trying to innovate something, and like, you know what they did with Street Fighter X Tekken, right? And obviously that flopped, and it felt like, oh wow, they might have actually taken that 2v2 thing and made it work. And I don't know, it's just strange, isn't it, where everything seemed, especially in terms of the way that they were, you know, putting up their releases, like, oh wow, look at this thing, we're adding the climb, we're adding this. It felt awesome. There was like little things that you could go towards. I mean, hell, right, I'm trying to find this post while I yap, but recently I've been playing Marvel Tokyo. Now, while that has its own issues, right, but that game has a wide cast of characters that you're familiar with, and the game is fun, right? It's fun as long as it works. and I mean that's going down in the shitter a little bit. But one thing I will say, they had, at the start of it, they had episodic content, so the single player content, right, at the beginning of the get-go, right? They had combo trials that are fairly fun, actually. There's the combo lot, I can't remember what they're called, like, not the trials, but it's basically you have to get a certain amount of damage done whatever way possible, but it just tells you this is how much damage you got and these are the resources you have, right? And that like adds a little fun flavor to it. It has its own what's it called, roguelike situation there, right, where you could you go there and you can pick different lanes to then get certain stuff. I can't remember the exact thing. But then there's also survival, all right? And the survival one, if you make it all the way up, all the way to 100, you can unlock all the colors. Like, it has those little things that casual players that aren't into the whole sweaty game of it can just go in, jump in, and enjoy it, even if they're paying something like an arm and a leg, right? Whereas this game, you're not paying anything, and maybe that's to its own fault, really, because it is free to play. Maybe they thought, oh, because it's free to play, we could go by that model and add things throughout, over time, right? But I'm trying to find this thing. Basically, okay, I'm just gonna give it a lowdown, right? The main thing is, they basically said why it took. Oh, how could this happen? There we go. Thank God. As soon as I was like, fuck this, I found it. Development hell, correct. So I'm gonna like this. This is guy. I'll post this in the. Why can't I not like this? I'll whatever. So I'm going to zoom in onto this, just so you have like a better idea, right? So, development hell. It took too long. Yes, it took too long. Also, they had Katarina. They had Katarina at the beginning. That got scrapped. It was meant to be a 1v1 sort of deal. It looked a bit more like Street Fighter, right? And yeah, it just took too long. It took too long. It's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There wasn't any hype that built around it, and there was for the people that were in the know. There's so many people. I remember seeing that there was people talking about they didn't even realize what 2XCO was. They didn't realize 2XCO was even out, right? And this was like months later. Maybe they were memeing, but that's at least what I saw a few people posting about. But yeah, this again, roster size too small, especially for a tag fighter, and especially with the prestige of League of Legends, which they had so many characters to pull from. And this is the reality of it, right? I'm not saying the devs didn't work hard on it or anything like that, because they did. You could tell through the character designs and how they actually brought them in to a fighting game from League of Legends. It's awesome, right? But it's true, the roster pick, like I said, LoL brand character has, likely the biggest appeal the LoL brand character has to casual audience is the characters. Because if you have a low roster and or characters people don't care about, then it doesn't work. And I also think that my phone, sorry, it's got me off. But yeah, if you don't have enough characters and you have players like you have Teemo and Caitlyn, I mean, they're alright, but everyone hates Teemo, and Caitlyn's only there because it's Arcane. I was trying to remember what the show was. Then here you have game identity. I mean, this is definitely true. I think I'll be honest, right? Because the person saying they probably turned it into a 2v2 tag fighter with complex hell mechanics and systems that FGC struggle with, which I agree. But I think I don't mind the 2v2. I like that Riot and the developers behind 2XKO went into this direction, because that's how innovation works. And I think just building something with the characters with League of Legends characters, just a fighting game, I feel like that in itself just probably will lose its appeal, right? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't have a crystal. I could go into like divergent realities here to tell, but I think that going in a route that's going in a way that's innovative is good for any genre or any scene. It just sucks that at the moment Riot pulled the plug, because apparently from what their trajectories look like from the post that I read, they didn't see a future in it. and I can't blame them. If you look at it in terms of the viewership, like I said earlier on Twitch, then yeah, it makes sense. There just wasn't enough. I also think that there is a problem. Now I'm thinking about it, because I did the co-stream, right? I don't think there was enough. Or maybe I could be wrong on this. I just want to put it out there. But the way I look at this, maybe there wasn't enough incentives for creators to join and want to create for THQ. And I know that shouldn't be the case. You should do it because you love the game, right? But I think nowadays a lot of different companies are doing creative programs and things like that. And I think having a creator backed up, or even for them to reach out to smaller creators, or even I know bigger creators were doing like Sajam and things like, and other people like that, but reaching out to these other creators and wanting to put them in a spotlight so then they can get their community involved, not just like Sajam Slam, but other communities. I mean, like Sajam Slam brought many different communities as well, but that's through Sajam, coming up with an idea and then giving it to Riot, rather than Riot reaching out to people on the online space. Because let's be real, not everyone can go to these events. Like, sure, it's really cool to have these events going on all over the world, and you get extra money by going in duos, right? And that's awesome. But guess what? Most of the time, people are going to be playing at home. People are going to be playing at home or online with their buddy on Discord, and if I don't know, maybe I'm just out of touch, but maybe there should have been more of a push on trying to get more people involved in the online space as well. Which I know that was happening in some other places, but I feel like maybe there needed to be more. I don't know. You can let me know in the comments below, because I can't remember any of that. There's a lot of stuff that's going on within the FGC as well as the gaming world. I'm just one person, okay? And this whole 2-player focusing, I think this is awesome. I don't think that it was never, I'll be honest, it was never a 2-player focus. It was a tag fighter with the ability to play 2 players. And maybe that's a problem in itself, because it's if you're having to split your idea and identity around it, allowing people to play 2v2, single player, and then 2v2 co-op, it kind of messes with the balance of things and how all the logistics of that kind of stuff. I think the biggest thing is these 3 points that they have mentioned at the bottom. I mean, this obviously is very important, and this identity bit, yeah, I agree with that. But this is the biggest thing, because the matchmaking sucked. The matchmaking was so bad. Like, I enjoyed the game, and I tried to play it multiple times, and I enjoy playing it. But guess what? I go into the match, and I'm plat whatever, and then I get matched with some dude that's Grandmaster, and then it just sucks ass. Or there's someone who's Emerald, and somehow they're Grandmasters or something, or they feel like they're Grandmasters. Maybe that's just a me problem. But anyway, the main issue was that, especially in ranked, you got into situations like that because there just wasn't enough players, and it sucked for the other person, because then if they lost, they would lose loads of points, and it would just be really frustrating. Also, it took really long. Like, I remember playing with my friend, like, maybe about 1 or 2 months ago. I can't remember. That's the last time I played 2SKO co-op, right? About a month ago. And it took ages. We were sat there for about 5-10 minutes trying to find a game. And well, it sucks if you can't find a game, especially in ranked. And you're like, oh yeah, let's go on ranked. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. But that's fun to do it. But the matchmaking just didn't work, and there wasn't enough players on it. And then you go into casual, right? You go into casual, And then casual, you don't like casual. You just get a whole bucket of people that you don't. Some people are complete newbies, and then you just dumpster them, or you get people who are like freaking Daigo in his prime or something, or Justin Wong, or F Champ in your lobby. You're like, what the fuck, man? I can't move. Leave me be. You know, it's really hard to find a match where you could just be like, yo, let's have fun. And I think, yes, the cosmetic shops was the biggest problem. I mean, look, I wanted to get skins as well, dude. I wanted to buy some skins. But guess what? 60 quid for some skins? Are you having a laugh? I know it's a free-to-play game, but goddamn. And it felt like, I can't remember, I felt like the pricing points were weird to buy the KO points. I mean, they've always been like that, but it felt like the price to buy something, it just didn't feel right. The pricing didn't feel right. And I know the only other cool thing was the battle passes. I really enjoyed those. So the battle passes felt like, okay, you buy the battle pass and it's kind of cool, but except that you don't get the, you know, like if you play like Street Fighter, you get the little points at the end if you make it all the way to the end. I think it's the same with Magic as well. Anyway, and the game balance, yeah, game balance, man. Game balance was like the biggest thing is bloody freestyle. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I thought it was really cool, but it was so dominant. And then you had freaking Ari that was absolutely destroying for ages, and she was so annoying, and you couldn't get out of the corner. And then I don't know, it just I don't know. I've just rambled on, right? But I think the biggest takeaway here, it just really sucks that I just noticed this post by the iPhone. I quit my job to play this game. Hopefully Riot gives me a refund too. Oh shit. He did quit his job. But I don't think it was to play the game. I gotta be careful what I freaking look at my bloody Twitter. But even right now. But either way, man, all I want to say is, I think the final conclusion, or the final thoughts I just want to leave out here is, I do hope that the game is supported by people. You hear the meme right all the time with Discord Fighter, like it's going to turn into a Discord Fighter, and I think I'll be happy with Discord Fighter. And I think the game itself is fun, and but again, it was just so confusing to play. Even now, it's confusing to play some of the characters because of the stupid combo system that I can't get my head around sometimes, and it just feels weird to play. I mean, I got used to it, and it still feels weird to play, but yeah, I don't know. I think it's just, I'm just glad I just got off my chest, and I hope that if you feel the same way too, then I'm with you. I am totally with you. So yeah, I mean, look, I hope that this doesn't deter other developers or any other publishers or gaming companies to stray away from trying to build another fighting game and trying to build something that can appeal to the wider audience whilst still appealing to that core FGC fan base. I mean, look, we got Avatar Legends, but I do hope that the developers will try to figure out a way to make co-op fun. Because I'll be honest with you, maybe it was just the novelty, the co-op was fun. I'm gonna stop rambling, but thank you. If you have made it to the end of this video, then thank you for staying around and listening to me ramble and kind of be sad about 2XKO. But if you want to see more ramblings, I guess, then let me know in the comments below. Consider subscribing. I'm going to be posting more videos as time goes on, because I'm trying to be a bit of a yapper myself, a professional yapper, let's say. Anyway, hope you have a great rest of your day and keep your head up. Laters.